Hi everyone, this is Ava Bravada-Keating, and welcome to Psychologies of Liberation, a podcast that examines the goals and practices of psychology with radical imagination to help us all get free. This podcast is for all of us world builders who are not only interested in grappling with systems, structures, and ideologies that threaten our well-being, but who dream into new futures for relationship that are grounded in joy, equity, and everyone's right to beautiful, radiant things. The themes and title of this podcast are inspired by Helene Shulman and Mary Watkins' seminal book, Psychologies of Liberation, in which they envision liberatory psychology as a great river that is fed by many streams, all longing for transformation that addresses psychological suffering. This podcast is an attempt to explore and highlight a few of these headwaters. The guests on this pod come from diverse backgrounds, professional pedigrees, identities, and perspectives. They embody the multiplicity of ideas, practices, and projects that yearn towards collective healing in new ways. You will find a range of topics discussed here, from therapist self-disclosure to labor organizing for a functional mental health ecosystem, to informal networks of psychological support, to important considerations for new therapists and the educators that mentor them, to the question of, what are we trying to liberate ourselves from? There is something here for mental health workers, academics, movement activists, and anyone who is interested in decolonizing traditional notions of psychology and considering the ways in which we can, and already do, live in joy and healing together. By way of a brief introduction, I'm Ava, and I'm a community organizer, psychotherapist in training, abolitionist, yoga teacher, kitchen witch, queer lover, Anamkara, an all-around earnest human in pursuit of intersubjectivity. I have held a number of care roles in my life, both paid and unpaid. Case manager for unhoused folks, emotional support call line staffer, undercover labor and tenant organizer, continuing care center worker, nanny, bartender, personal assistant, you get the picture. And over the course of this work, I continue to evolve from a philosophy of care that is unconsciously wedded to the problematic top-down charity model to one that is grounded in principles of explicitly politicized shared liberation. It has been a journey, and I'm grateful for it, as well as for the folks who have walked alongside me. My desire to become a therapist was born out of witnessing the ways in which interpersonal conflicts hamstrung important systems change work. I wanted to train in relational skills that could help me better understand these dynamics and transcend some of this pain, even in the smallest of ways. On my winding path, I have met and worked with some pretty fantastic folks who are imaginative and heartful in the way that they show up to help themselves and others get free. So I used my Seattle University Masters of Psychology thesis assignment as a launching pad / excuse to give them a mic. It's a bonus that these podcast interviews are also a living embodiment of a core philosophy that guides my therapeutic work, Hans-Georg Gadamer's ideas on the collaborative play of conversation, which uses the tool of the question to bring forth new emergent truths and understandings. Organizing this podcast has been a treat, a challenge, and a thrill, and I'm very excited to make these conversations with some real heavy hitters available for your listening pleasure. Thank you so much for being here, for your engagement, and I'm looking forward to sharing these episodes with you.